Welcome to All the Things, where the laughter never stops and the conversation goes everywhere.
Join best friends
Heidi and Reba
as we share our thoughts and experiences on life, love, and everything in between.
Where our expertise are in the field of real estate, but our bond goes beyond the business and into the realm of true friendship.
So sit back, relax, and get ready to listen to two friends who cover it all on All the Things.
Hello, friends and Fosters. You're called Fosters for a reason.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to stick around for a long time. I can see you didn't wear any makeup today, huh?
And for good reason, apparently.
Avi.
Okay, alright.
So, Boo, how was your week?
Shitty.
It was fucking terrible.
Boom. I mean, in all honesty, that's probably why I'm a little, on edge.
You sure you don't have allergies?
Yeah, I do have allergies.
Oh, okay.
It's just allergies. No, this week was tough, man. Our industry took
A hit.
several hits.
Weird hits that no one, I can't call my mentor who's been in the business for 50 years and be like, so, what do you think? They'll be like, get out.
Nobody
Get out.
knows. Nobody
Nobody
knows.
knows.
So, if you...
So we don't really talk about real estate on here.
No, we don't, but for 10 minutes we're gonna...
Yeah, because it's the only thing I do is, I used to have wine. I worked.
She used to
I
have
went to
wine.
sleep.
She used to have wine 13 minutes ago.
I did have some wine, guys. I did have some wine. The martinis were not...
It's not so far in the past.
The martinis were kind of
fuck
way
me
too...
up.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So the only thing I do is I hang out with you.
Yeah.
Sleep, sort of.
Yeah.
Now, which
Yeah.
I don't sleep anymore. And then go to work.
And work got rocked.
Work
This
got
week.
rocked.
So, not a real estate podcast. Don't ever want to be a real estate podcast. Is not why we're doing this.
But this was huge. I mean, this it
But-
affects us to the core.
To our whole industry.
But because we are core real estate people, and the best thing you guys could ever do is not listen to fucking real estate shit from us.
Yeah, right. However,
It's such a big part of us.
There's some things that came down this week that affect people, no matter if they're currently in the real estate industry or not, or are you a homeowner? You're not yet. Well, this is going to affect you. If you are and you're going to be a seller, this is going to affect you. This DOJ, Department of Justice, ruling this week rocks the entire industry and has very far-reaching ramifications. And it is getting appealed.
and
However,
then appealed, and then appealed, and then appealed.
yeah, I mean we're
I'll sit on that goose's egg for all day.
we're a couple of years at the least away
But
from.
it's not because I don't get it. That's not why I want to sit on this appeal all day. It's because you are changing my industry, and I don't know how to perceive that, and I'm scared.
Sure, I think every realtor is a little.
I think half the
concerned.
realtors don't know about it. I think
Right.
half the realtors don't understand what just happened. And luckily we've been in the top percent of top 250 for 16 months.
Yeah.
So we're gonna feel
Well,
it.
we run a business,
Right.
and a lot of times, realtors don't run a business. They have a real estate license. They sell a couple of deals. They get a couple of checks.
Right.
We're not running. They're not running business. We
No.
are.
Right.
And so this ruling by the DOJ, for sure, affects the way that we do business.
100%.
And the thing about it is this, in layman's terms, to the best of my ability, and I might fuck it up. I might fuck something I'm trying to say up. But we're all just kind of learning, and we're all becoming experts as the time goes.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, this lawsuit was brought against some major players. I'm not going to name them because I'm not doing that. But National Association of Realtors was named, which we are members of because
100%.
we have to be.
Because we want to be. We don't have to be, we want to be.
Okay. And
Is that not right?
well, I mean, we have to be if we want to be realtors. We have to.
Oh yes, we want to be a
right.
realtor.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
You don't want just to be a licensee. You
Right.
want to be a realtor.
Yeah.
Right. So there's this ruling that was pretty damn close to $2 billion.
$2 billion.
Billion with
The
a
B.
B.
A big old B, like my big old booty.
$1 billion for the plaintiffs pertaining to inflating commissions. And so let's just break it down like this. In our country, to my understanding,
Allegedly.
in our country, we have a different type of way of handling real estate transactions.
Yes, we
where
do.
a seller customarily pays commissions
100%.
for both the agent representing them and the agent representing the buyer.
Correct.
Buyers' agents are not negotiating commissions with the buyers that they represent. So basically, if you look at it like this, a person buys a house, they don't pay a commission when they buy that house.
Correct.
They sit on that house, they get equity. When they sell that house with the equity that they got,
Now we change hands.
they
Now we're a
pass
seller.
that along to the next buyer.
Right.
Because many times,
Years ago.
a buyer does not have,
The
especially
means.
like the first time home buyer.
The means.
Right, they don't have the means to not only pay what the seller is asking, because they've made equity, they have equity, as well as their closing costs, and
Down
their
payment.
down payment, and then commissions on top.
Right.
And so, when you buy a house, the beauty is that when you're buying it and you're getting into the house, you're not paying a commission.
Correct.
But when you sell it, you're paying the commission so that the next buyer is able to get into the house without that additional
Fees.
fee.
Right.
And apparently,
Allegedly.
some folks and a judge.
Is
at
it
this
still
point in
apparently?
time-
If the
I
jury
mean,
is not-
I
don't want to
yeah.
talk about it.
Apparently, some people agree that this is not
Kosher.
okay. However, we are the only country that I know of in this world that
100%.
has fixed interest rates. So
100%.
when you buy a house, your interest rate, unless you sign on for something different, but if you sign on for a fixed interest rate, your interest rate follows you through the life of the loan unless you decide that you want to refinance that loan.
Correct.
Say you come in at a 5%, interest rates go down to 2.5%, you have the ability to refi into that 2.5%, save
Correct.
yourself some money on your monthly payments, maybe take out some equity, do those things.
Guys, this isn't a real estate podcast.
This is not a real estate podcast, but everyone needs to understand
What this
that
looks
when
like.
you come in as a buyer, one of the most amazing things is that you're deferring commissions until you're a seller. And you're welcome. You're welcome. The seller, by the way, may have equity in a home, but they only have equity in a home that is tangible, that's touchable.
Right.
When a
Liquid.
buyer brings their financing or their cash to the table to purchase your home. It's like saying, I own all this stock and I'm a multimillionaire
Right.
in the stock market,
Right.
but you haven't cashed your stock out yet.
100%.
You have no money until you cash it out. A
Correct.
seller has no equity until they cash it out or use it for some benefit that puts a liability on the line.
Correct.
So, when a buyer comes with money, the seller then says, thank you for your money, whether it's cash or whether it's financed. Thank you for your money. And also, I'm going to pay the commissions
For you.
for this transaction because when I bought this house, I didn't pay commissions on it.
Correct.
And now I have equity and now I am selling it and I'm paying commissions on it. Like commission fixing, we're not out here being like, you get to pay 9% and you get to pay 12% and you get to. As a whole, as an industry, that's not what is happening.
Absolutely not.
But
There's no fixing here. There's no fixing of anything.
I don't want to say there's no fixing of anything anywhere because I'm not going to speak for anyone else. But for the average agent, there's no fixing.
Which I'm an average agent.
We're going by the industry standard.
100%.
And by the way, I'm not here to debate whether or not realtors are worth it. I have 13 years worth of clients. You have 14 years worth of clients who will tell you that we've gone to bat for them and
Every
handled
single time.
ridiculous issues time and time and time again. So don't tell me that there is no value,
There's no
to
value
our
or worth
system.
in that.
Our system is
It's built to take the liability off of the homeowners.
absolutely
Homeowners, home buyers. That's
Yes.
what it's built for. It's built to take the
It's-
liability. Because
yes.
guess what, guys? If we fuck up, you get to sue us.
Yeah.
You sure do.
Yes.
And if you don't use us, you don't get to sue us. You just get to be.
Yeah, so fuck
Miserable.
around and find out.
You just get to be miserable in your own
Fuck around and
home,
find out.
or maybe not your home. Maybe sitting outside of your home in an RV, or
Which
sitting
has
outside
happened.
of your home
in a U-Haul,
and
which has
wonder
happened.
and oh
which is
my gosh,
more times than I care to count.
where the kids
Because,
at?
and you know what? And you were lucky to have somebody and fortunate to have somebody to call that was competent. Now, here's what I'm going to say about this. What I'm going to say about this ruling is this. people like us, people who are business owners and we run a business, we will be fine.
Guys, we do nothing
we
but
will be fine.
sleep, eat, drink. What else can I do? Pee.
Drink.
That's all we do is real estate.
All we do is real estate.
I had to have
Besides this.
Well, I had to have a conversation with my therapist, and she was like, "What do you like to do?" And I was like, "Real estate." And she was like, "Okay, but outside of that," I was like, "Drink," and she was like, "Outside of that," and I was like,
Real
"I
estate.
used to like food, but we'll talk about that later." So you have nothing. I have nothing. This is all I do.
That's all we do.
I eat, sleep, breathe, drink, real estate.
Yeah. And
For you guys, I mean, for like this, like for all of us. I look at other markets. I like to gauge other markets, not just for me,
100%.
but I like to be able to be like a confidant and being like, hey, you should probably look over there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I like live for this.
right.
This is all I have. Please don't take it away from me.
And
I
I don't
think the
I don't
DOJ
think
heard
they
that.
Yeah. I think that this ruling is going to get rid of the agents that have their license and they do 2 deals a year and they fuck up both of them. And like I think this is gonna remove some people from our market that
Right.
needed to be removed anyway. So
Well, I
I'm
think
happy for that.
they could have been the problem in the first place.
Right, but I think some of the big boys might be problematic. Listen, I don't necessarily not welcome
Oh, yeah.
change. I just want everybody to understand that the system that we have had in place has not been a system that is here to take advantage of people.
Either party.
It is a matter of pushing something off until you have equity and the ability to then repay that for the same type of person, for the same person,
Right.
the same situation
Moving forward.
that you were in when you bought this house.
Right.
You were in the same position.
Right.
You didn't want to pay additional fees. You were like, oh my God, I have to pay inspection, I have to pay appraisal, I have to pay closing costs, I have to pay loan down payment, and now I gotta pay a commission on top of that. They didn't do that when they bought.
No.
Don't be shitty that you're doing it when someone else is buying, because we're all taking advantage of the same situation. And by the way, you also haven't had to refinance your house every 3 years,
100%.
like they have to do in other countries.
Or in
that
our
aren't far
country,
from
we-
here.
But we've also done. I've done that in I've refinanced 4
But
times.
what happens when we're in a situation like we are now, where inflation's rising and interest rates are rising? Imagine if you bought 5 years ago and then you had to refinance 2 years ago and now you've got to refinance again next year. Yeah, no, it's not good, right? So the system that we have built is actually very favorable both toward owners,
Buyers and sellers.
owners,
Owners and buyers.
sellers, and buyers.
Buyers.
Stop it right now. I'm done. That's my 10-minute soapbox. This is where we are. It is what it is. Are there
I have
changes
a
coming?
question.
Fine.
I do have a question.
Fine.
How much would you pay for liability?
What does that mean?
How much would you pay to take liability off yourself?
I don't care about liability.
How would you pay 3%, 6%, 5%, 4%?
Oh, as a buyer?
as a seller? A seller,
Yeah.
a buyer?
I would pay more than that.
To take liability off of yourself.
I would take more than that.
Okay.
Yeah. I would absolutely.
I think that's the question.
I would pay more
That's
than
the
that.
question that no one's talking about.
Right,
The
right.
liability portion of
Right,
it.
absolutely.
The liability. Like sellers and buyers, yes, they can get everything from a
Absolutely.
click of a button except for the liability portion.
The
of
worst part of it.
And this is gonna go like to hell in a handbasket.
Oh
You
yeah,
start,
no,
like, if we-
everybody's gonna be like, you're fucking useless, and like,
I know,
okay,
like we have
cool.
state laws in place,
Cool.
we have federal
My
laws
clients
in
don't
place,
think so.
we have fair housing in place, we have all of these things in place, and like, are they gonna have to follow it?
No,
No?
because they're not licensed. They don't
Well-
have a code of ethics. They don't have that.
No.
Well,
no,
okay,
because
yes,
there is a
yes,
thing.
yes, I see you,
There
I
is
see
a
you,
thing.
I see you, I
Yes,
see you.
there is.
Yeah.
Agent
You're
or
acting
property
on scope
manager of a real
and
estate.
How much are you paying your attorney and a retainer and an hourly rate? It's a
Exactly.
lot fucking less than you're paying the realtor, who, by the way, is taking on a lot of that and making sure that you don't put your own fist up your ass
Yeah.
in a
I've
transaction.
had to take a lot of fists out of asses. 15
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, it's been a lot. But like, hey, you know,
you do you, boo boo.
here we
You do
go.
you, boo boo. Let's go. I can't wait to ride this ride.
And you know what
And
we're
then-
gonna do? We're gonna pivot, and we're gonna be fine. And
Like,
then-
can you like break it down? So like a seller has no agent, or no, a seller has an agent. The buyer has no agent. Who's protecting the buyer? The buyer.
Nobody.
The buyer.
Nobody. The buyer. The buyers gotta protect themselves.
Or hold on. Or does the buyer go to the listing agent
Yeah, and then the listing agent has a contract with the seller, and they are working for the seller, not the buyer. And the buyer's like, oh, you're gonna work.
So
for
you're
both of us.
telling me that if
No.
I'm a
No.
listing agent
Yeah.
and I have charged my client 3%, let's just throw out 3%,
Okay.
and that's the total amount of the transaction, and the buyer comes to me as a buyer, just a buyer, and I'm a listing agent, who am I representing at that point?
Seller.
And where's my hat?
Seller.
And where's my confidentiality? Where's my
Seller.
fiduciary?
Seller.
Where's my everything?
The fiduciary
But,
is
like,
a little
really-
bit debatable because in
But
theory
but-
you would have them sign a duties, and so you have a duty to be
Correct,
fair, ethical,
but where,
and honest.
but correct, but who's paying me? Not that we're supposed to be doing this, and this is not how we would not gross negligence all over buyers and sellers.
Right.
I'm just saying, those who are left once we get rid of the weeds, do you think that there's going to be any representation at that
No,
point?
I think what's going to end up happening, to be honest with you, is that we're going to end up being a little bit more like attorneys, where we're charging retainers, we're charging hourly fees, we're charging.
So it might be more
Yeah.
expensive
Right.
moving forward.
It absolutely could be.
And so you're saying
It
that
absolutely
then are
could
we
be.
inflating our costs at that point?
Well, I mean, if everybody thought we were useless and charging a ridiculous amount of money to begin with, just wait, I guess. And like the thing about it is this: is that everybody's like, oh, you can do the same thing online. You can do it online.
You can't.
You can't. No.
Is online gonna sit with you in the courtroom?
I promise you this.
Is online
online,
gonna give you an attorney to help you represent them in the case?
Online is not going to answer your text message that you sent at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my god, how'd you know? How'd you know I just got
Yeah,
one of those?
online isn't going to do any of that, and online isn't going to like
Hold your
keep
hand.
you from doing some very shady shit. Online isn't going to protect you from having lawsuits. Online isn't going to be like, are you sure you want to do that?
And online isn't gonna keep you from undisclosing things.
Well, and that's the thing.
Disclosure
I
is
mean,
huge.
We shepherd a lot of people through making sure that they make the best decisions for themselves, their homes,
And they
their
understand the
transactions.
consequences.
Right.
The consequences.
We
Sellers
make sure-
don't know the consequences unless they're here to hold your hand and be like, here's the consequences.
Right, 100%. And there's a lot of hats that we wear. We hold hands. We're sometimes tough.
So do you think they're gonna make attorneys audible at this point? Are we gonna take that all away?
I honestly, I don't know what's going to happen with this, but in the state of Nevada, attorneys cannot do real estate transactions, although in other states they can.
They can, yes.
But here they
Their
cannot.
hat does include a real estate
Right,
license.
exactly. And in our state, they don't. So I don't know what this all looks like, but it's
Because if
shaking
my
down.
seller talks to my buyer, they will kill each other.
But I mean, I'm going to be honest with
Like
you.
literally in my
Oh.
my real estate world, I'm a little bit different because I do high rise. If my seller talked to my buyer, they would kill each other.
It's the same thing in single family.
Oh, they would kill each other.
Like, if a buyer's like, we could just stop by and take measurements. I'm like, I'll be there because I don't want my seller and my buyer
Together in
or
the same
someone
room
else's
without
seller and my
representation.
buyer or vice versa.
Right.
Right. You have to have representation to make sure that y'all don't promise something that the next morning you decide you don't want to do.
Or that you don't remember.
Yeah. Right.
Or
Exactly.
that that's not the way you meant it.
Right. Exactly. So.
You don't like to talk.
Yeah. Everybody likes to talk and make promises.
Especially when sellers are getting a lot of money
Yeah. Absolutely.
and buyers getting a new house. There's
Yeah.
a lot of emotion there. There's
Yeah.
a lot of I don't remember. Oh
we
my
keep,
gosh.
we keep that like tamped down. Like it's just like, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to make sure we're doing the contract. We're going to make sure that things are okay. We're going to make
We're
sure
gonna put things in writing.
we all have the same goal, which is the seller wants to sell, the buyer wants to buy, and we're here to facilitate that.
And y'all think text messages are gonna go far in court, huh?
Yeah, they're not.
Oh, I can't wait.
They're not. So that's
Our speak on it.
our industry was rocked this week, and
It was a sad
could there
day in
be
real
some
estate.
validity?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely. Should there potentially be some changes in our industry? Yes.
Sure.
I absolutely agree. We all have to evolve. We're going to be fine. We're still going to be here. But it's very important to remember as a homeowner, as someone who's bought a house, it's very important to remember where you stood when you bought that house, whether it was 5 years, 7 years, 15 years, 30 years,
Right.
45 years.
2 years.
It's
1
very
year.
important to remember where you stood in that. And oftentimes, we have buyers who are cash poor because they are first-time home buyers. And I'm not saying cash poor in a bad way. I'm saying cash poor in a real way.
Right.
There are fees and there are things that come with it. And the beauty of it is that the person who purchased the house before them and also took advantage of the fact that the seller was paying commissions, it is important to know that that becomes a pass-through.
So think about it like this. So think about me taking out a student loan and getting it a debt forgiveness, right?
Right.
It's the same thing. So
Yeah.
if I took out a student loan and I got debt forgiveness, but you didn't because you were 5 years ahead of me,
Right.
that's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
And our housing market is one of the most robust in the world because it is structured in this way. And when we take that structure out, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But we will still be here and we will still be selling real estate until the point that we retire. And
Or push out, whatever.
that's where we're at. So,
Without further ado,
20 minutes in, that's the soapbox and I will stand on it. I will die on it.
it's a hill that we die on.
Don't tell me I don't do anything.
Oh,
Because it's 7 days a week up in here, and it's a lot of hard work up in here, and I don't go to any other profession and tell them they don't do anything.
I've
So
never
don't come
said
to
that.
my profession and tell me I don't do anything, because I fucking work hard, and other realtors out there who have actual businesses and run this the way that we should run it,
right.
work fucking hard.
Like, I promise you guys I work so hard. I know that doesn't, like, sit well on paper, but, like, I could cry in, like, a little tear box and, like, give it to you if that makes you feel better.
And
Like, it's 7 days a week, 24/7, and I just eat, bleed, sleep, client service, I
Yes.
think. Like, I feel like that's where our best behavior comes in when it comes to this. Like, we're not selling real estate. We're providing a service to people.
yeah,
And
we keep
that
people out of
service is-
trouble
and that-
all day,
all
every
day.
day.
All
day,
I
every
just
day.
kept two people out of, at least two people out of trouble right now,
Yeah.
today.
exactly.
This week was really difficult. Rebecca and I broke up.
So we didn't break up. Oh my god, we didn't break up.
We broke
Okay,
up.
but we broke up. I guess. So I
She
just
yelled
found
at
out
me.
today that we broke up. But
She yelled at me.
we just had like a minute.
We don't have minutes.
We had a minute.
But we
had
don't
a
have minutes.
Moment.
But
And
we
it
don't
was
have
a
those
breakup.
It was a breakup. We broke up and we got back together. It's fine.
Well, we got back together within hours.
And
But
it was
no.
nasty. And she was nasty.
We were
We were nasty.
We were nasty to each other.
And that was terrible.
It
But
comes from lack of communication, and when you're in a partnership, and also
a relationship,
Relationship.
a marriage,
yeah,
any type of relationship where you care deeply about somebody and you just want to fucking help them.
and then you also want to fucking slam their face into something.
That was not me. Was it
I'm
me?
sorry. What?
Was that me?
Who said that?
So yeah, we broke up and then we got back together.
So we didn't break up. We just had a little tip. Okay. So I
I can't wait to get a shirt that says I broke up with Reba. And then my back will say, but I got back together with her.
and my shirt will say no, we didn't. We didn't break up. So I have been working on something. Second rocking of our industry.
Follow up boss
Follow up boss.
got
All right.
sold to Zillow.
Zillow and Follow Up Boss made the announcement.
So if you don't know what follow up boss
You don't know.
is,
It's a CRM.
they don't
Like,
know what that is.
Again,
Let's
it's
break
not
it
a real estate
podcast.
fucking podcast.
But this is what we've fucking been
But this
doing
is
for the
what-
last 5 days.
Yeah.
So they don't know what a CRM is. So think about
database.
think about an Excel spreadsheet, but in a database.
But like big time.
Like all your shit, like
Yeah.
everything you've ever, like your
Everything.
social security numbers, your friend's social security numbers, your family's social security numbers, your dog's chip numbers, like everything.
But we don't have anybody's social security numbers.
I don't know. I'm just trying to like basic down, like what, like.
We have no one's social security numbers.
Well, yes, disclosure they don't, but like they don't care about people's information. So like just like
It's everything.
Your
It's
most what's the word?
No, it's just your addresses, your family, your birth dates.
The most important
I'm not making this
things
any
to
better.
you. The
Right.
most important things
Yeah.
to you
In a real estate transaction.
No, just picture data.
It's all data.
It's all
just
data.
It's a database. Okay, it's a database. And I have been working for several months to get this database ready. I've been working for several months with this database to hook it up to our beautiful website that we've built
Nobody
over the
cares.
last year. And I've been doing all this work. And I came into the office and I was sitting in the little baby desk and I was typing, and then here she comes.
Here she comes.
Here she comes.
Full Monty.
Without me asking for help, she says,
We didn't know we needed to ask for help.
what you ought to do is just put it on Excel and import it. And I was like, nope, that's
I
not
didn't
going
say
to work.
import it 3 times, by the way. Just said it once.
Twice.
Once.
Twice.
Once.
Twice.
I said just import it. I just said import it.
Yeah, and you know what? I couldn't. And it was because of,
I didn't have it in Excel spreadsheet.
Yes, I did have. I was working off an Excel spreadsheet. Whatever. Oh my God, we're about to break up again.
I thought we didn't bring up the first time. I thought we didn't bring up the first time.
Anyways, so here she comes with her fucking advice that I didn't ask for, and then I got mad because I was stressed because we were supposed to turn it all on Friday, but then on Thursday, was it Thursday, Wednesday? I don't know what day it was.
It was probably Monday. It feels like a Monday.
They announced that Zillow bought Follow Up Boss, and I was like, we're not doing that. Because I'm not giving Zillow any of my data. Thank you.
They can go pay for it from Lexus.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
we don't get to do.
Remember all those times I paid you for leads? You didn't pay for my fucking data.
Right.
And they're like, but we did because we bought Follow Up Boss for $500 million.
Which I didn't put anything in.
Yeah.
Because I'm terrible at that.
Yeah, you are.
Only
but then she has advice for me. So as I was
because I was the only reason why I don't put it in is because I was chained to a database for 13 years. There's a lot of traffic there.
I know, I get it.
Do you want to see my scars?
No, I see them
on a
daily, and I put
respect
oil on
them. Respect
because I want to make them better. We had a moment this week, and then we overcame that moment.
We did. We haven't overcome very mummy moments like that because we don't have very mummy moments. Cheers. I wish I had a cocktail.
Tink.
Can you do it slower, like we're actually cheersing? That's not what that looks like.
Tink.
Whatever. Me too.
We're fine. Okay, well that was fun.
I'm just gonna go silent.
We're back together now.
Except
for maybe we're not.
Are we?
Now we've broken up again.
Not on live television.
No, that was also a tough thing.
We've had a very shitty fucking week.
Yeah, no,
very shitty week.
Absolutely miserable.
And then I go home and I'm like, Mom, and she's like, what? And I'm like, I fucking hate it here. And she's like, do you want to move? And I was like, no, that's not what I mean. And I'm like, it's just terrible.
It's just sometimes we have stressful weeks, but I know we don't do anything, right?
Oh, I can name 73,000 things I've done today.
Yeah.
Like, I kept 3 people out of a lawsuit. 4, 5 people out of a lawsuit today.
I probably got
5.
I probably got multiple people in a lawsuit this week.
You're fine.
But I'm fine with it because my
Jeff.
clients are like, we love you. And then Jeff is like, oh, you.
So what's going to happen?
Transpose an I and an E, redo it.
So what happens to E&O insurance? They just give it out to everybody now?
I really don't know. I don't know.
Is that what we should get into?
Yeah, I don't know.
E&O insurance moving forward? And we're like, you get insurance and you get insurance.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I just thought about that.
All of it is insane. All of it is insane.
So on other news.
Yeah.
So if you know Rebecca, she has 2 dogs, Stuart and Lenny, Linoleum, and I have 4 dogs, 2 of which are mine, and 3 of which are... Huh? 2 of which are mine. 2. Oh, I'm trying to include another one. I need a foster.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello, friends and fosters. 2 of which are mine, and 2 of which are John's, which 4 of them are mine. My little pug, my little tiny little pea, my little pug Wish, he has 2 scratched corneas. I didn't do it.
He's like,
he has Giardia, which is either dormant or active. We're not sure because his butthole's not spicy. Because I look at it, and he has a UTI, and I know why he has a UTI. Do you want me to tell you why he has a UTI? Because he has no place to go potty because it's new backyard.
Really? He's holding it?
Yes.
You've been in that backyard for 6 fucking months, man.
He will hold it for 6 months.
Obviously.
He's a bulldog. He'll be like, I'll be fine, and he'll like.
Bless his little baby.
He'll like scrunch down, and he'll be like, I'm fine. And I always ask him every night, and like this kid knows English. He knows English like John doesn't even know this English.
Yep.
Like he knows English so good. I say, do you want to go outside and go potty? And he looks at the door and he's like, and then if he reacts to it, he has to go potty. If he doesn't react to it, he doesn't have to go potty. But he knows. I always say like he'll be facing me and we're like in like cuddle playtime and I'll be like, is that Grammy? And he'll be like, Grammy? And I'll be like, psych.
Oh. Bless his little baby heart. He's having a hard time right now.
Yeah, he has like everything wrong with him. Except he's not dead, thank God.
Well, we're not doing that.
No. But I know when it happens, Jeff's going to send me flowers.
Yeah, he probably will.
Because he's so sweet.
Yeah, Jeff's sweet.
He's sweet.
I love Jeff.
Until he audits
until he audits my fucking file. And then
You
he's
just
like,
called
oh,
it
you
rude.
misspelled a word. The whole
All right.
The
Okay.
whole listing is invalid. You misspelled his name.
That's what I tell P. All right. Okay.
I say enough.
That's
We
weird.
had people over last night, and Stuart was on a leash the
I
entire
was one of them.
time.
That's because we were broken up.
We were broken up last night,
Yeah.
apparently.
That's
No,
why I didn't get invited.
we had people over and Stuart was on a leash the whole time. And he
Was it around the waist
terrible.
leash?
No, I held on to it.
Uh,
And then every now and then I passed it off to somebody and I
Oh,
was
good
like,
for you.
hold him. 'Cause I
did
have to
Jesse
do
come
something.
over? Your next door neighbor.
Oh.
God, you're a dick. Jesse, sorry. Love you. Fire. You're a dick.
No, he didn't come over.
Oh, he would have fit in perfect as
He
pumpkin.
probably would have,
Yeah,
except
he-
for he was too young.
No, he would have been just fine.
He was like, a little older man thing.
He would have done great.
Yeah, but he would have reminded them all of yesteryear.
No, they would. They'd be like, I fucking hate that part of my life. I love this so much better because all the women take care of me.
Ew.
Oh, I'm just assuming.
You're not wrong.
All right then.
All right.
I can't wait to be old and male. So somebody else to take care of me.
I mean, I'd say fuck the patriarchy, but not right now. Can't wait to be old and male.
Send in the troops.
I'm gonna fall asleep in the closet with my dick out.
Are you okay?
No.
All right, we have to cut this out now. We're all done. We love you guys so much.
Are we done?
We're fucking
We have
done.
so much to say.
We're all done.
We have to talk about November.
We're all done. All done.
We're all done.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Oh.
I don't know why I think it's in the
Did you
ears.
just
Shut up. Where's the thing? Did I just shut it down?
No, not
did.
really. You played the music, but you didn't shut it down.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Oh God, no.
I think Chris is gonna fucking kill me. I don't know if he's trying to. How do you? All right. If we go to the bar, we're only allowed to have so many cocktails.